Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. Peace and salutations to the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. But today we just want to go into some to the scriptures and just kind of break down this word heathen as stated into the scriptures, because every time you read this word heathen inside the scriptures, it doesn't necessarily mean that of another nation.
Right.
And what we want to do is go into the scriptures and break it down for you. So what we're going to do is start off first with Deuteronomy 4 and 27.
All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you.
There you go.
What was that?
Man, one of the birds up. We got
See
a
it,
bird.
man, and he right there, like right over, and he turned,
Okay.
and I looked up, he turned his booty and did it, and then
But yeah, the scripture that the brother just brought out, Deuteronomy 4 and 27, is talking about you shall be left few among the heathen. So these are the other nations that the Most High will scatter us. Now, you know, when you read that, you understand that aspect. But what we want to do, we just want to break it down and show you the other aspect where Israel is being referred to as a heathen. So let's go ahead and jump into...
Well, we can get more scattering, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead and get some
Let's get some more scattering scriptures. Because he's going to scatter us among the heathen, so that way we can kind of build that up.
Yeah.
And
Get
then
the
we
curse
can go
when
into
they
how
did.
we turned to the heathen.
Yeah, that'll work.
Like you were bringing out.
you
earlier.
get that in the curse.
Yeah, that's in the
Yeah,
first
go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Look at that. So there you go right there. So when you start to see these things manifest, which we see, which the scriptures are speaking of, being scattered into these different areas, what these people started to do, what our people started to do, they started to adopt the ways of these people.
Yep.
That scattering, and the end result of that scattering is the adoption of paganistic ways, heathen
Right.
ways.
And you see it said there, it says, I'll scatter you among the heathen, and there you shall serve other gods,
Other
even
gods.
wood and stone. So that's how we became heathen.
Heathen.
Because
That's right.
we were serving other idols. Now I'm going to go and get this.
Go ahead.
The word heathen and Gentile is synonymous.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led.
That's
Why
it.
were we led that way? Because the Most High had scattered us.
Right.
One, we were doing it in the land, but then it got even worse when we were scattered out of the land to start following all these idols, which is according to the curses.
And yeah, that's right. And it's a key word that he stated in there, ye were. Ye were. Because once Paul started to teach these people, they started to get that identity back, and then they started to understand what they needed to do
Exactly.
to come back into the graces of Yahweh
Exactly.
and Yahawashi.
Now what was the scripture you wanted?
Give me Galatians, go ahead and give me Galatians 3. Galatians 3 and start the 6th verse. Yeah, because we know that, man, when you're reading these things, man, it can become kind of confusing to brothers and sisters who are just starting off, and they read this and they're like, well, I thought the heathens was other nations. But Paul is saying, you know, he's coming for the heathens, you know, so everybody can get this. See, that's the misconception.
Yeah, he's coming for the Gentiles.
Yeah, he's coming
But then
for...
we gave you the context in the law, how it was prophesied, how we were going to become Gentiles.
Exactly.
And the definition of a Gentile, in that 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 2, after the word Gentiles has a comma right after it, and then it tells you worshiping dumb idols.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
a Gentile is one that worships dumb idols, which a heathen nation outside of Israel, they're natural Gentiles. They have no choice but to worship idols.
Yep.
But we, our people, had went into that same state of mind, and that's how we became Gentiles, even as we were led by those dumb idols.
Right.
Okay, so you said six.
Yeah. Galatians 3 starts the 6th verse.
All right, this is Galatians chapter 3 and verse 6. Even as Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scriptures foreseeing that Yahweh would justify the heathen through faith, preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in thee shall all nations be blessed.
See that? See, when you read that, a person without the understanding would say, look, that's talking about all nations right there.
Yep.
That's talking about all nations. But that's not the case. Just like we brought out in the beginning, speaking of that scattering, they adopted those ways. So when you go through the scriptures, it's going to give me Galatians 2 and 9. When you go through those scriptures, man, you start to see how Paul, being an apostle of Yahawashi, what his charge was to bring those who didn't know who they were back to who they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get that 2 and 9.
It's Galatians chapter 2 and verse 9. And James, Cephas, which is Peter, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that which was given unto me. They gave to me and Barnabas the right hands of fellowship, that we should go unto the heathen, and they unto the circumcision.
Look at that. So that was the mandate, according to the Spirit, that Peter and them would go to the circumcision, who are Israelites, who knew that they were Israelites.
Or Israelites that were keeping the customs.
Who was keeping the customs? Yeah, and they all yeah, that's right. And then Paul and was that Barnabas? Yeah, they would go to the Israelites, or the heathen, those Israelites who who were not abiding in the customs, who didn't know, that they were Israelites, and then they would bring them back into that fold. Yeah. So what we're gonna do, let's just go ahead and just start digging in and go into the genesis of this thing. Let's go into a prophecy first. Let's go into Hosea 1 and 9. All right, bro. All right. It's all the things in the scriptures, man. These are all prophecies. These are all prophetic things that happen to our people.
Right.
Hosea chapter 1 and verse 9. Then said Yahweh, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people.
Okay, right there. Lo Ami, ye are not my people. La'ama, ye are not my people.
La'amya.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then keep on.
And I will not be your power.
Okay, so now there's a disconnection between the people of the Most High and their power.
Yeah.
So now this is that prophetic. You're looking at a prophecy right here.
That's right here. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it shall be said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
So you see a split from the Most High and his people, then you see a coming together of the Most High and his people. So what we want to do is go into the history, the historical aspects of it, and show when this thing started to manifest itself in the Apocrypha. This will be First Maccabees 1 and 10.
Show them the Apocrypha.
So this is the Apocrypha. So you brothers and sisters, if you don't have this, it'll be
about $10 on Amazon.com.
Yeah, or even cheaper, sometimes.
Cheaper, yeah, maybe $7, probably now, $7, $8.
Yeah, this is a good book to have, man, because see, it gives you a greater understanding of what these prophecies are speaking of. When you disconnect this thing from the Bible, you're missing a key aspects inside the scriptures.
Yeah, you're missing about 400 years of history.
That's right.
From the time we came back from the Persian captivity, onward to the time of the rise of the Greeks.
Oh, the Greeks, that's right.
Really, you're missing a lot of information.
Yeah, it's tons of information. So that little gap you see between Malachi and Matthew. Yeah, you got a big gap in between that, man. Yeah. And so, this thing will fill that void for you.
That explains too also whenever Paul said there's no difference between a Jew
and a Greek.
Yeah,
which is exactly what you're going to get into.
Yeah, we're going to get it. Yeah.
Brought up a good thing on that one. And the Maccabees is a story of the rise of the Greeks, which you don't get in your regular Bible.
You don't get that in the Bible when we was under the Greek captivity.
Right.
I mean, we was in captivity under the Greeks. You don't get that in the Bible. You get it in the Apocrypha.
And it was part of the King James Bible. In fact, it was part of the Bible. It was part of all Bibles that were created from the Latin Vulgate all the way up to the Gutenberg Bible and the King James Bible.
Right.
And even in the Common English Bible. Up until about 1830 was when it was taken out. So if they're going to take it out in 1830, why was it in there for thousands, for 2,000 years or or thousands of years, the compilation of the Apocrypha.
Right, right.
These were written, some of the stuff in the Apocrypha was written before Yahawashi came.
Yeah, because when Yahawashi came, they were under Roman.
All of it was written.
They was under Roman persecution. You don't see anything about the Greek captivity inside this.
That's right. So we're gonna go to 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 10. Right?
10, yeah, verse 10.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been an hostage at Rome. He reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Now, we just kind of preface the history. This is during the time of the rise of Alexander the Great, which Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Okay, but as he's known, Alexander the Great, and it was around 330 BC, which was about 330 something years before Yahawashi was even born.
That's right.
So this event was one of his generals, or one of his sons, had basically rose up into power. One of his descendants, which is Antiochus Epiphanes,
right,
rose up into the power in the 137th year of the Greeks, which would have been around 200 BC. So around 200 BC, this is after Alexander had already died. He only ruled for about 12 years or so.
And then his generals
took over, and they split their kingdom into 4 parts. Which the part in which we're at was under the rule of the dynasty of the Antiochus.
Antiochus, that's right.
Yeah, we're under that's where his territory was. So in the 137th year of that reign, which would have been around 200 BC, which is not written about in the regular Bible, was when this began to happen.
That's right.
Okay. So in those days, when they're out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow."
So these cats, knowing that they were Israelites, I don't want to do the laws anymore. It's similar to what our people are today. We tell our people about the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't want to do that. So just like today, our people were like that back in the day. They're like, man, we don't want to do that. We want to follow the ways of the Greeks. Look what they do. They're doing fun stuff. They're doing stuff that was contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments. See, our people today, man, they'll look at these commandments and they're like, man, I don't want to do that. What benefit do I have doing that?
You know what's crazy?
It ain't fun. You know,
J. Cole, he came out with his album, and I was watching his music video, and in his music video, he was talking down on the Bible. Saying that we don't, that the stuff that's written in the Bible is not relevant for us today. We need something else.
Bruh, see,
Out of there, bro.
See, and that's a dude that's in complete darkness, man. That dude has no light, no light in him, bruh. But see, this is the nature of our people, man. Just like it was in the past, so is it today. Our people want to reject the ways of the Most High and embrace the ways of those nations or peoples who operate contrary to the Most High, man.
I got a scripture when a couple verses when we was I think this is when we was under the captivity of Assyria, and we started doing the ways of the heathen, going against the Most High.
That's right.
This is 2 Kings 17:9. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord thy power, and they built their high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, and did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger.
Look at that.
For they served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from the evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks like the neck of their fathers. They did not believe in the Lord their God. And they rejected his statutes and their covenants that they made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them.
See, that's the same that we brought out.
They went to the heathen that was round about them.
And what did they say on the end of this eye? Not only did they go to the heathen to do it, what else they do on the eye?
So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward therein that they went to the king, who gave them license after the ordinance of the heathen.
Now these boys and went to the king. We want to do what you do.
They went to the king, and that was just epiphanies.
They ain't just they wasn't just pleased with just doing it.
Yeah.
I want to get permission from the king to do it.
Right.
So I be recognized as him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because see, during that time, Antiochus, his whole thing was that all people should be one, just like the New World Order is
Yeah.
today.
These type of people that do this, these type of wicked men, there today would be like your modern day boule.
Right,
Because
that's right.
the modern day boule are the elites of our, what's called their cahoots with Esau,
That's
to
right.
push us into basically being heathen.
Try to be equal like Esau.
Yep.
Want to, get the same rights and laws like
Yeah.
Esau.
Yeah, that's
got.
right.
Because
that's
when you look at a lot of those things that's
Yeah.
set up by
Yeah.
Jake and these different communities, a lot of them people would be boule, man.
Jesse Jackson,
Al Sharpton,
Yeah.
all of them
Right.
cats.
They pushed all the customs, because heck, even sports.
Right.
Even though sports, there's nothing wrong with sports as far as just as an activity, but the way it's glorified in the level that it has become, some aspects of it go back to ancient Greece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and a lot of times when you look at the people that are running, that are of our nation that are running it, a lot of them people are boule.
They boule, man.
We got pictures. We seen pictures of these guys.
Yeah,
tattoos.
yeah. Oh yeah. Got it up.
Boule tattoos, guys in major level of sports that are you see their boule pictures.
Right.
Yep. Advisors to the king, man.
Yep.
So these dudes right underneath Esau, man.
Yeah, which we'll get into
Go ahead.
on the other chapter.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, there's more meat on this one. So this is verse 14. Wherefore they built them a place of exercise in Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Look at that, man.
And
So
what was that custom of the exercise?
get butt naked.
Gymnos.
Get naked. That's what they do,
That's
man.
why they was running out there butt naked in the
Right.
ancient, and that's why when you look at them vessels in ancient Greece, why they all black, man?
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Let's just keep it a buck, Esau.
Shoot, you can.
Why they running around all dark skinned,
Man, look-
running track?
Look at
and stuff.
our athletes today. That's Israel today. How they dress when they
Yep.
running.
Right.
The women got to wear the little
tights.
small little almost a bikini, bro. They racing in.
Bruh.
Right?
Oh,
well,
man.
Esau took it to the next level, because to show you that he knows he's the Greeks, he got the ESPN magazine, the body issue,
Right.
Yeah.
where he got them all posing naked.
Naked now.
Shoot, you see that even today. You go over here to any 24-hour fitness, LA
Oh, yeah.
Fitness. Man, you see how them sisters and Esau come in there. Man, they got them tights and Jake coming in there. Hey, a freaking tank top that's about paper thin.
Yeah.
So Jake just basically coming in there naked with some biker shorts on.
They got
Like,
they got beaches. You got beaches like
Yeah,
like
I'm in
you go
Cali.
to, yeah,
You go up in
Cali.
Cali. Yep,
You
yep.
go to Miami, there's a certain part of the beach where if you go to, there's a certain blocks where it's considered legal to nude. So
Yeah.
people could go there and just be nude on that particular part of Miami,
Man.
on the beach.
That's crazy, bro. And see, not only that, when I was overseas, man, one of my partners, he rolled over there. You know, he was over there with me. He rolled over to Greece one weekend, and he went to Greece to go over there to the beaches because he heard that Greece was popping over there at the beach.
Santorini or whatever.
Man,
That's
so
like
he-
one of the top spots in the world for beaches.
Man, he go out there, man, and he tell me, he say, man, I didn't know the beach was nude. He say, so I just took all my clothes off and just started walking out there with him. I say, man, what's wrong with you, man?
Hey, do it when in Rome, do it in Rome.
Hey, man. So he up there, man. He telling me he just saw all these naked people on the beach. So he just took his clothes off and started walking out there. I was like, man, you out of your mind, bro. I mean, but that's what this world. This is the fashion of this world, man.
Even further.
Go ahead.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
And that also shows you the definition of the uncircumcision and the circumcision. So uncircumcision, those who forsook the law.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, that's it on that part. But they were
Following after the ways of these
we're sold
heathens,
to do
man.
mischief, basically bribed.
Right.
Just like you got these entertainers, they're told to do certain things. They're bribed to go and start wearing rompers and things like that. You Jakes don't even understand that.
Right.
That's why, I was talking to some Jakes like just this week. And one of them was down to Jake, man. And I that's how I exposed him, because I told you I grew up with that dude that's a Canaanite. And I was friends with that dude. His brother was at the barbershop.
Oh, okay.
So we was all talking about like the romper stuff the purse, your little user, the rapper where he's
Yeah.
wearing a blouse with a septum piercing.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was co-signing everything.
Oh,
Oh, that's okay. Oh, nothing wrong with that. But he's an actual heathen. He's like a real heathen. But it exposed him.
Yeah.
Because he was pushing it heavy. We was like, man, that's wrong. He was like, no, man, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You can do what you want to do, blah, 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 blah. And then Jake's just looking at him like, bro, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's right. That's
But
right.
but he's a heathen. He gonna push that stuff.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like an actual heathen. So I just sitting there just exposing them with them guys, like they already know about the truth I've been telling them. And I was just like, you see how this guy is?
Yeah,
This guy's telling you that it's okay for guys to cross-dress, all kind of stuff. He saw nothing wrong with the rump. He saw nothing wrong with Russell Westbrook wearing tights. And wearing all this pink on him, looking real flamboyant. There's all nothing wrong with you to user rocking blouses and stuff like that. But that's because our people want to be like the heathen, and it says they're sold to do mischief. But some of that is like money, man. Like they saw, hey man, I can make a gain if I'm if I get into these heathen customs. Jake saw that, and that's what influenced him even more to take it even further.
And see, Jake, once he jumps into the heathenistic ways, he has to be the best in it, bro.
Yep.
He gonna go all out, man. So even the heat gonna outdo the heathens in that piece.
Yep. It tells you that in the scriptures.
Right.
Get that Ezekiel 20 and 32. Because see, man, this is the thing, man. See, we got that innate nature to just go off.
Right.
You just don't want to do right, man.
And that's the main reason why we under all these curses.
Yeah, man.
We want to do what these other nations.
That's the main reason. That's the main reason, bro.
Well, that's what you know, when you talk about, when Jake talked about like what the woman do, you know, what's the number responsible for our woman? White women do it too.
Yeah.
That's one of the main ones.
White women do it and y'all don't say nothing.
Right. But that ain't our people.
Yeah, so we ain't talking about them.
Yeah.
You greater, you're above them.
Yeah.
We're saying white in terms of we're just saying that as a term of y'all understand. You know, but they'll say, well, they do it too.
Yeah.
They do it. What's wrong with us doing it? They're like the Freaknik and all that stuff, the white week in Daytona.
Yeah.
Say, well, they do spring break. They do this, that, and the other. Well,
see, that Ezekiel goes right into that.
Ezekiel 20 and what? 32?
Yeah, start at 32.
It's Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone.
See, be as the heathen. See, now, just like the brother said, the sisters will come out there and be like, well, they do it too. Y'all trying to be as the heathen. That's a prime example of you being as the heathen. You mimicking the ways of your oppressors, man. And you don't do that. You're not supposed to do that, man. See, these people know where your power lies in. They know as long as they can keep you disconnected, they can stay in rulership. That's the whole premise of this thing, bro.
That's why Esau has no problem with you pushing that Egyptian stuff. If Esau was smart, he would do a so-called black Egyptian movie outright and just have Jake really gone. If Esau knew, but Esau can't do that because then it'll open up all his lies. Because it'll open up every other lie. It'll just unravel, and then it'll be like, well, what about the Israelites?
What about Moses?
Moses would look.
How
they mistake Moses for being Pharaoh's daughter?
How he slide up in there?
So that's why they're intertwined. That's why Esau has to put the veil over both, really.
And see,
because he can't. You have to do both. You can't.
You can't.
But if Esau could, he would have been a good idea for him to push that Egypt stuff heavy on Jake, man. Have Will Smith as Ramses and all kinds of stuff.
Oh man.
You know?
And Jake would have been
as Nefertiti.
Boy, Jake
would have been through. You would have Jake coming through unks all through this joke.
Man,
way more than you see.
all over their body.
Coming through with the side lock.
Hey man, the
bald head with the side lock.
What's your boy? Shaka
Atmos.
Come on, man.
Jake would have been through. Had the pharaoh hat. Walking through this piece, Jake would have been done.
Oh,
We'd be having a hard time trying to convince them they not Egypt.
Man.
That'd be a battle to the chariots.
That would
Jake would be through. Then you couldn't tell them nothing.
That would be spiritual Armageddon right there,
bro.
Boy, hey, bro.
Yeah, people coming through talking about, my name is Aten.
Oh man, and you could
Shaka Atmos, all them other gods. Ramses would have seen all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh man. These guys, man.
Jake would have been done. We would have been really. That would have been a battle royale, bro. Just trying to convince them because you couldn't tell them nothing. Especially Esau says that they already.
Right.
Through.
Shoot, man, it's crazy, man. And see, the thing is, when you look at how the scattering came about, you know, you have to have residue of our people still in there, still in those places, in those countries.
Right.
And see, you know, being that this is the primary place of captivity, we still have a lot of people that those people who are Israelites
Well,
still
this
in
is
those
the
countries.
primary spotlight, the place of captivity.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It has, you know, it's not that there's more here, because there's more Israelites outside of the Americas than there are here in the Americas.
Yep. And we got a prime example of that in the you can see it in the book of Acts, in book Acts 2. You know, when the Holy Spirit came upon the people. In Acts 2, let me get it real quick. This
So it's about the scattering on Acts 2.
Yeah, in Acts 2, you see the residue.
So while you're getting that, let me get this Leviticus chapter 26 real quick. That'll lead up to yours.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, because you got our people all over the place, man. All over the place.
Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
All right.
So let's
see. So that's scattering. So just like it is also in that Deuteronomy 4:27. So when you go into Acts 2, this was the day of Pentecost when the Holy Spirit came upon the people. And I'm gonna start at verse 7. And this is when the Holy Spirit came upon them. And it states, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born? Parthenians, Medes, Elamites.
We're scattered.
Right?
Keep going.
And dwellers in Mesopotamia.
Scattered.
And in Judea.
Scattered.
And Cappadocia.
Scattered.
In Pontus.
Scattered.
Asia.
Scattered.
Phrygia.
Scattered.
Pamphylia.
Scattered.
In Egypt.
Scattered.
And in parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High. So you're looking at a serious scattering right here. You see all these different nations that they have right here? These Elamites, man, you got these so-called Doc Indians, these Indians, Elamites.
Some of those people wearing dots are Jake.
And they don't even know they Jake. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
ain't no way a billion people in India is all Elamites. It's impossible.
Right. It's impossible, man.
That's impossible for a billion people in China to all be Moab.
When you have Jakes all up in Asia, people know how Jake get down, man. The scriptures say that Israel should be fruitful and multiply. So that means that Jake is going to these countries and putting in seed, man. They putting seed out there. Jake ain't just going out there being docile. He going out there and doing work. And so he's scattering. That seed is multiplied over there. They gonna look just like those people of those nations.
Now, peep this. There's a thing about. I was looking into this week, which I might have to bring on a separate sit down. But remember how you had the Ethiopian eunuch? What a lot of people don't know about about what Ethiopia was back then. Ethiopia was basically southern Egypt, man. But when you go into Candace, when I was looking it up, Candace of the Ethiopians, Candace was an actual queen, a queen that was from that region of Sudan, northern part of Sudan.
Oh, okay.
Southern Egypt.
Okay.
And even when you go into the blue letter, which I didn't even check this out, I was ready to do research without this blue letter. It tells you Ethiopian, Egyptian queen.
Oh yeah.
At the bottom, an Egyptian queen.
Yeah, Candace. Yep.
So when you talk about the guy, the Ethiopian, he was actually in what would be Egypt, Sudan.
Yeah.
You know, which I would do a lesson for Arboritaza. So that even spells out even more them tall guys see out there in the far region, South Sudan, and all them areas. That was stuff was going on in Sudan. That's where the guy was at.
Right.
Because the capital, when you look up the capital of where the Candace, which was a title of a queen from that region, that where that capital was in what would be modern day Sudan. That's how heavy that is. Amen. So our people, when you brought out Egypt too, we're scattered there.
Yep.
Those Coptic Christians that are massacred. In fact, they got attacked by some Muslims. Like 40-something of them got killed. Those Coptic Christians, those are a lot of those are descendants of Alexandrian Jews.
Yep.
You know, and they make up about 10% of the Egyptian population, and they're heavily persecuted. Right. And they're situated mainly in the northern part where Alexandria is and Cairo. You know?
Yep.
You've been over there.
Yeah, I've been over there, man.
Did you meet some Coptics?
Yeah. We went into one of their little spots, man. They were wearing all these, you know, they had the little not the
Orthodox garbs.
yeah, they had the what do they call it, man? They call it turban. The turban.
Yeah.
They had the little turbans around their head and everything, man. So, you know, man, you look at the people, and then you actually, I mean, they look like Egyptians. They look like Egyptians,
like Arab Egyptians.
like Arab. Yeah. So,
Egyptians.
but you can kind of tell that there's a difference. But at the time, I didn't know. I mean, they was different from the people, from the real Egyptians. I know that.
Yeah.
But you know, but not all of them. You know, when they talk to you, you can kind of get a sense of it. It's a sense that you get from them. But you know, at that time, I wasn't really into understanding who was who and things of that nature.
Yeah, they were persecuted under the Ottoman Empire.
Right.
Because those Coptic Christians, those so-called Coptics, they kept their so-called version of Christianity all the way through the takeover of the Ottoman Empire. So these are people that were rooted in that. Now they went off after a while, just like what was happening everywhere. Jake was going off with the truth, even in the Byzantine Empire, and different stuff. It just started going off, just like you see with this. With the elders, with some wicked men in Israel, they started going off.
Yep.
They started making other people go off and bringing in other customs and things like that. So we get that Maccabees.
Yeah, that Maccabees.
That second Maccabees. So kind of go into that second Maccabees.
Right.
Because Esau changes things, man. What was Ethiopia 2,000 years ago is not what Ethiopia was today.
That's right. Right.
You really got to do some dive deep in research. You had the Ghana Empire, which is not in modern day Ghana. It was like northwest of it, you know. But now the little area that was originally called the Gold Coast under colonialism is now called Ghana. You know. So Esau switches up. That's why you got to do your research to have an understanding of, like when the brother was ringing out in different countries, you got to look up where those were.
Yep. Right.
Parthians and Medes, that's not on the map no more.
Right.
You know, Cyrene,
yep.
You got to look up them places and realize, like a guy like, what's this dude's name? French Montana. People say, oh, he's Arab, but he's from North Africa. He could be a descendant of Israel. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
Cause I met a cat up in Israel, man. He was Moroccan dude.
Yeah, he's from Morocco. That's where French Montana's from. This
dude, man, he looked like a straight up Arab. And man, he came and he was telling me, he say, man, I'm more black than most black people. He say, I know I look this way, you know, because he looked like a straight Arab, man. But when he spoke, I was like, man. I say, man, where you from? He said, man, I'm from Morocco, man.
Yeah, Morocco. That goes back to Morocco. Go back to Moor.
Yep.
Morocco, because a lot of Moors came from there. That was like their base before they took over Spain.
Yep.
Which we had Jake in Spain that was already into Christianity, as it's called today, but that was into Christianity in the Iberian Peninsula.
Right.
Which Ibar means Hebrew.
And see, Jake was out there spreading serious seed out there in Spain
so the Jakes that had converted to Islam after the rise of the Muslim culture, that Muslim culture spread, the Islamic culture spread to North Africa.